Hey, hey, hey. Hey, how are you guys doing? Hey now, Shannon is up in here. Hey now, hey, how you doing? Shannon is she's not the first one, but she's the first chat that I saw since I started live. But anyway, hey Shannon, I hope you're doing well this wonderful Friday evening. Just me, modest word extraordinaire, one of my mods. Hey, you were one of the first ones in here. Royalty Queen, another mod. How are you, Miss Royalty? Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else? Pamela. Hey, girl. Hey, 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 hey. I hope you guys are well this Friday afternoon for me, evening for you guys. Um, yeah, I'm not even gonna hold the introduction because you know what? Y'all came because of the title. And I took a little poll and that let me know that this subject is very, very relevant, okay, even to today. So, anyway, before I get started, if you're new here, I'm Melissa Berrien, the host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. So, hey, come in, have a seat, but don't just sit down. You got to comment, you got to interact. And guess what? Even if you're catching a replay game, you have to comment as well because I do respond to my comments as you are watching the replay. So anyway, Renee is like, hey, 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 hello. And Royalty Queen, I'm doing fabulous. You know what? I'm so glad that you're doing fabulous. It is a fine, sunny, cool afternoon here in Arizona. And all is well. We have water in the pool, friends. There is water in the pool. It took overnight, like by 4 o'clock, it was near about filled up, but we just let it maybe about 8, 9 o'clock today. This morning it got to the level that it needed to be. And so they'll come out and start the engines and everything. And I think we gotta wait a week or whatever. But everybody's just all stoked, like, can we swim? Can we swim? No, not yet. Gotta keep waiting. So anyway, that's that. Everyone's well. I'm doing well. And so, yeah, here we are. One more comment before I get into it. Teresa Johnson says, hey, hey, hey. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So, y'all, I was scrolling through YouTube yesterday and I happened on to this conversation that was happening on someone else's channel. I'm going to show you. It's Courtney and Kay of Lapeef's Network or something like that. I'm not very familiar with these young ladies, but they were in my recommended video. So I checked them out, kind of like how some of you guys were. Like, I don't know her, but I'm going to check Melissa out. So I was checking them out and they were having a conversation that was very, very interesting. But the part that I tapped in on, it was so weird for me. And it wasn't because of them, it was because of the caller. And this caller sparked me to have a conversation with my cousin and we were laughing about a few things. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring it to the family. I'm gonna bring it to the girls and the guys on my channel. And we're gonna talk about it. So love the frames. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was gonna put on my pink ones, but I sat them apart on the side because I was like, you know what? I'm feeling the red today. I'm feeling it. So without further ado, I don't want to start with their video because their video is what's going to catapult the conversation. Now, you guys know how the rule is. If you're new here, this is what we do. Please comment as we are going along. I get into the comments. I try to answer you guys and and we just have a conversation about it. So anyway, Black women, our hair. What is the obsession? Okay. So according to the poll, there is an obsession. According to the conversation that we have with each other, there is an obsession. Whether people want to accept that or not is really not our problem. And so that's why we're not starting off with the conversation about whether there is an obsession or not. Sit down with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and we will tell you how people are obsessed. I'm going to bring the conversation a little bit further and we're going to unpack some things. And I don't think that we're going to finish it today. But the first thing that I wanted to do is really go back to my history of our hair and what that looked like. And I think that the following clips and what I'm going to show you is going to really bring back some memories. So I was sitting here thinking, Quick question for you guys. What is your who is your first memory of hair on TV since you were a little kid? So for me, I think of Florida Evans. I think of Florence. I think of Thelma's hair. Remember Thelma? And then I also remember Winona coming in with her hair and her scarves and everything. Tootie, of course. Tootie had the pigtails. And then we get closer to the 80s. And then we have Punky Brewster's friend. So in media, our hair has been betrayed in so many ways and really set the standards for the times. However, this conversation about our hair and how complicated it is or isn't, or should we this and should we that, is like, it's timeless and it's tired. Hashtag timeless and tired. And I'll tell you why. Again, there is an obsession. And by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you why this obsession is here. Now, here's the thing. I was doing some research. And like I said, I was thinking back to my earliest memories. You know what was very significant? I'm going to share this with you. Some of you are going to be like, oh, wow, she went there. This was one of my favorite memories of our hair. Even when I began to watch this video, it evoked an emotion in me. And I think the emotion that I was feeling was, why are we still arguing about this? Why are we still arguing about this? All right. Look, I'm telling you to go to the commercial. I haven't even shared it. So let's listen. Some of y'all gonna be like, what? And some of you. All right. Y'all get the premise. You get the premise. Hello, Superstar Graham. You get the premise. Even back when this movie came out, School Days, Spike Lee was always pushing the envelope, and he definitely pushed the envelope with that scene. And it was one that stuck with me back then, and it stuck with me now. And the truth of the matter is, we're continuing to fight, and not we. People are continuing to have this conversation around something that is so personal. Okay, there's so many reasons that I talking about truths versus facts. Like I said, I can't even unload everything in one video. I know for a fact I'm probably going to come back and talk about it again. But I wanted to pick that clip up because even back then, 20, 30 years ago, it probably more, honestly, probably over 30 years ago, that came out. It wasn't just about the hair. It was about, if you had a certain type of hair, then you must be a jigaboo. You must be this, you must be that. And again, that goes with the myths. So let's unpack the truths real quick. So Superstar, good to see you. Good to see you. As you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you leave a comment, y'all, as we are going through. So anyway, I was sitting here and I was literally like going through it. And I was like, okay, what is the obsession? What is the obsession with our hair? What does that really, really look like? And I'm going to tell you, point blank, period, just to start the conversation, it's magical. Our hair, our styles are magical. Most people cannot go to work on Monday looking like this, and on Tuesday like that, and on Thursday like that. It's impossible. People are dumbfounded. They can do the big braids, but they can't figure out how to do the other stuff. How did you do the star? How did you do that? It's magical. Other people, other cultures can put their hair like that, but it's something about a Black woman how we're able to transform our hair and rock it with the attitude, the style, the sass, the suave that we have. In a nutshell, as I was preparing, let me play this one more time. As I was preparing this, I said, what is it? It's magical. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when you go to work and your coworkers are literally confused. Even my husband, who is a Black man, I will go in the bathroom and I'll be like, okay, I'm doing my hair. I come back out and he's like, whoa. And this is a Black man. So can you imagine other people, other cultures? They are, and here's the thing, I'm a little miffed at YouTube because I want people to get their bag, but at the same time, I love the days that we could just show up places and people were confused. Oh my goodness, how did you, and I'm not even talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. You just like art, you can't help but want to touch that because it was straight yesterday or because it was looking like this the other day. And then you did that. And then the next day, 2 days later, you come into work looking like that. So, my friends, I want to submit that yes, Black women do have magical hair. Y'all, our hair is magical. Okay. Now, think about a magic trick. The biggest part of a magic trick that's good, people want to try to unpack it. They want to know the secrets behind it. They want to know is he really levitating? Did they levitate? And that's why they want to touch. They want to touch the hair. They want to smell it. They want to critique it. They want to do all this other stuff. Our hair really is the true meaning of Black girl magic. We're magical in a lot of ways, and women, period, are magical in so many ways. But right now, in this moment, we're talking about Black hair being magical and people being obsessed with our hair. And I am here to submit it's the fact that it's magical and very few other cultures can pull it off the way we do. Yes, other people can get braids. Yes, and here's the thing. Black women are so magical. You can get a deep-skinned Black woman with silky long hair that belongs to her. And then you can get a same tone type of woman with over curly hair. That thing blows people's mind. And while their minds are being blown, I want to make sure, again, I'm moving the conversation forward, okay? I want to make sure that we're not pitting each other against each other because of how we choose to wear our hair. Now, let's unpack some myths. One myth. Blind guy and his wife says, Black women do have magical hair. Mine is magical anyways. Yep, yours sure is. Yes, embrace that hair. Here's the thing. This idea that this modern woman, we're the ones that we don't love our hair because we do whatever. And, back in the day, women didn't do this. And back in the day, women didn't do that. Well, I'm here to dispel that myth. First of all, that's not true. This idea of weaves and hair pieces and buns and extra buns and everything is not new to us, to 2020. Melissa, what are you talking about? Take a look at Exhibit A. This is an ad. This is a vintage ad for ponytails. Fake ponytails, as you guys like to call it. Buns. This just didn't, y'all, I hear somebody getting their tree cut down. Whatever, you're just going to get tree cutting today. But anyway, this is an advertisement. Not in 2021. This is a vintage 1970s ad for hair. Here's another one. Let's see. There we go. Here's another one. This is actually selling wigs. So while people are having conversations about women and they need to go back to when people had pride and women needed to have pride and all this other stuff that people are saying, which is absolutely true. And I'm going to unpack that as well. But the truth of the matter is wearing wigs, wearing buns, wearing extensions, dyeing your hair different colors is nothing new. Let's look at another picture. The idea of the versatility of our hair, that's nothing new. Look at this picture. There's 8 pictures here of one person, different hairstyles. And if you're young, when I was younger, I would change my hair every week. Okay. At least every 2 weeks. I kind of do the same thing now. But can you imagine if you are someone that you're not Black, you don't understand, and someone walks in with these works of art? Because that's what it is to me. We're magical. And I'm going to submit and move the conversation further. Instead of being obsessed with someone else and what they're doing to their hair, celebrate. Now, we're going to talk about the whatabouts and the what ifs. We're going to talk about that. But right now, I'm talking about the obsession because it does exist. And again, let me show the original video. That's magical. Not only is it magical for the person to be able to do that, but the fact that to some people who, especially people that don't have Black friends, you walk into work like this one day, and then what day 3 days later, they're mind blown. So I'm telling you, sis, if you're watching this video and you struggle with the fact like, oh my goodness, people are, ragging me about my hair. I should wear it natural. I should wear it this. I should wear it that. You need to free yourself. First of all, free yourself from other people's opinion. Point blank, period. Kombucha's showing out. Here she go. Can't stay stopping by to show some support. I'll catch the replay. Much love to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. You are awesome. You're amazing, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kombucha also says, yes, embrace that hair. And whatever that looks like. This whole conversation about, we're ruining Black women's history. I just showed y'all vintage ads where people were enhancing themselves. Now, I got on my tangent and didn't even play the video. So, Melissa, what started this conversation? So again, I was on, I think their name is Courtney and Tape. So we're going to see where this caller, who God bless him, if he's your cousin, I'm sorry, but he weirded me out. The whole conversation just really weirded me out because I was like, people really do think this way. And then we'll unpack what we think about it. Thanks again, Kombucha. Here we go. This weirded me out. Y'all tell me if y'all get weird by this.
Can't complain. First off, both of you guys look very beautiful with your versatility of natural hair, both curly and straight. I think it's like a very beautiful thing. With like curly suits that are like literally undercover Rapunzel's. And like you had the kinetic springs where you had like change the length, stretch them all out, and you be shocked to see how long that hair truly is. Mm-hmm. It like makes everything so fast. I'm like, oh wow, and I have cousins that have like about the same hair texture as you. I'm like, oh wow, this is so great. So I try to.
Oh wow, this is so great because they can pull their hair out and it be a certain length. Bruh, let me keep watching.
Ask and be curious, like, okay, how long is your hair now? Like when it's stretched out. And even if he has like some question with this, some cousins they get in my eyes and say, hey, why you gotta ask these type of questions in front of me? You can't be saying this stuff in front of Black women. The question that I just want to ask, like, why would some women feel that way and think it would be like an inappropriate question to ask?
All right. He just said he goes and he's curious and he just asks women, oh, how long is your hair? And I think he said these are questions that he posed to his cousin. And his cousins are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't ask me about my hair. And so he posed a question to the panelists. Why is that an offensive question to you? If that's an offensive question, or if you have an answer for him, drop the comment below. For me, you don't ask anybody else that. You don't ask anyone else to prove the length of their hair, to stretch it out to show you how long it is. So why are you asking me that? First of all. Second of all, this notion of length being the standard is also problematic. Not because I can't grow my own hair long, but it's also about a personal preference. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching because this was weird to me. Y'all leave a comment down below. Let me know if this is weird.
You know what I mean?
You want to go first?
What do you think is inappropriate? Say the question again.
No, what I'm saying is like, why would some Black women feel uncomfortable about asking questions about their hair? Like, how long their hair is,
Like if you have a fro and somebody's like, well, how long is your hair?
Look, something like that.
Yeah.
How long is your hair currently now? Like, are you on process of actually going on to waist length? I know I've actually spoken on.
He's already got a whole process about their hair. He's like, hey, so the next thing is you're probably going to want to go to waist length and whatever. Like, why? It's just weird. Why? If you're not my significant other, why? Unless you're really, really curious. and curious because you just don't understand. But he knows what I believe he know. Let me put the ledge. I believe that he knows what he's doing. He's got a standard of what nice hair is, because that was the first thing he said. Oh, your hair is nice. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Are you reaching for the butt length and all this stuff? Let's keep watching. Pamela says, I will pull my wig off on him. Listen, let's see. Oh, Jesus.
My cousin Chad one time, like one of my cousins was like just extremely uncomfortable. You know, I had to see whether to find a way to try to manipulate the question, or see how can I try to be better sensitive towards questions and topics like these.
So weird. Y'all, okay, maybe it's just me because I don't see anything yet. Maybe it's just me, but this is weird. Generally speaking, hey, Melissa, how you doing? I like your hair. Or, wow, your hair is really growing from when you last cut your hair. Absolutely normal. But this guy, you're going to see, he is really invested in the length of his cousin's hair and women's hair. And, you know, to him, he feels like, I think a lot of people think this. A lot of people think that our hesitancy, or even me right now going, why you want to know that, is because I'm ashamed. I'm being trying to elude the question, avoid the question. I'm ashamed of the answer. It's not that. It's just our hair. That's personal. I don't just go up to someone that is, like I said, not my significant other, and just be like, oh, okay, I see you got this goatee, you know, you're gonna let the salt and pepper come out. What are you gonna do? But again, it's our hair also. And there's so much conversation surrounding our hair and what's acceptable and what's not. And so when we perhaps may be on the defense when someone shines the light and, you know, says, hey, well, how long is your hair? Well, why do you want to know? It's weird, but let's keep.
Because I don't know what every situation, like every black woman's situation, like getting their hair drawn up things. Every black woman's journey is different. So you don't really know.
Yeah. Well, I would say this. I think a lot of women, when people talk about the length of our hair, and knowing that our hair usually doesn't grow as long as white women, or particularly I think the long.
That's a myth. That's one of the myths that I want to bust. Our hair can grow. Okay. Of course, that's the unique thing about our hair. Some people, their hair, all hair can grow. And I know what I'm saying is, I know black women with waist length hair, long hair, hair to here. Now, for various reasons, does our hair as a whole, generally speaking, will grow as long as maybe a white person's hair? No. But that's them. But as far as this myth that black women wear weaves, this, that, and the other, or cut their hair super short, is because they can't grow hair. That's not true. Okay? But let's pretend. Let's stretch our minds a little bit. What if it was true? What if this notion of black women not being able to grow their hair long or whatever, what if it was true? And for some people it is medical conditions and everything that causes people to have sort of a slow growth in their hair. Hormones for sure. I don't think it's any of my business to tell another woman if she chooses to use locks, links, weaves, wigs, or whatever, to walk in her best self, not yours, but hers, because that's what she wants to do. Let's keep watching.
It's really Asian women that have the hair that grows the fastest. Right. You know, our hair doesn't get like that. A lot of us do, but you know, if you look at the majority of black women, you know, our hair, you know, gets to a length, but all down our butt naturally.
Yeah, it can happen.
It can happen, but if you look at the majority.
Oh.
Now, a lot of women that get locks, that lock their hair, has that length, but just regular, or even like me, when I try to take good care of my hair and I cut it, it'll get long, but my hair has never just gone down my back. It's always stopped.
Always stopped.
Yeah, it is always stopped. But it's always been kind of contention with people because we feel like you're comparing us to somebody else.
Period. We feel like you're comparing us to someone else. That's a good point. Or you're, depending on who you are, asking the question. So let's take this to the workplace. If you have a coworker that when you come in with that new style and they are like, whoa, and they want to touch and everything, you're invading my space. You don't even know me personally, and you're trying to be all up in my hair. And so, yes, there's many components to that. Renee says, Melissa, you are absolutely right. I had a young man ask me if that was my hair. I told him yes. And yes, sir, this is my hair with the receipt. Okay, exactly. Let's keep watching. Hey, April.
And a lot of times our hair is not going to just get that long.
Yeah, it's incomparable. Like, I don't know why people even think that way, it's like a comparable topic or some stuff like that. Because I still ask that question to like another woman that I would see regardless of whoever race she is, because like that's one of my favorite interests. That's basically like who I am. It's kind of, to me, it's like, it's not like anything that's like porn related or any nudity that comes.
Child, ain't nobody say that.
Along, but now if she doesn't feel comfortable saying that, then that's fine. I'll respect her decision. I'll just let it be.
Why don't you just go by what you see?
Thank you. Thank you. I love her answer. Why don't you just go by what you see? And there's enough knowledge out there about shrinkage and everything to know if 9 times out of 10, if someone has curly hair and they straighten it out, it's going to be a little bit longer. But why the whole conversation behind it? Now, we're going to talk about the big chops and all of that. A blind guy, which is probably Quita, says, I don't even answer hair questions. Exactly. I don't. And you will find people that would try to have digs and, say little snotty, whatever the word is, little snippy things or throw shade or whatever about your hair. And the truth of the matter is, rock it out. And whoever can handle it, can handle it. And whoever can't, they'll just choke on the hate. I'm just kidding, sort of. Anyway, let's finish saying what she's saying.
Talking about people with natural hair or are you talking about people whose hair you've never seen?
I say natural hair, relaxed hair could be anything, because I've seen like a lot before.
So let's say like you would see my hair or Courtney's hair and be like, how long is your hair really if you straighten it?
No, I've been stressed out, right? So,
well, okay, I have a thing about that because I've always felt like, why? Okay, so again, saying how long is your hair really if it's stretched out is putting straight hair as the standard.
Absolutely.
Their hair is however long it is. Courtney's hair right now, that's how long it is. That's what it is.
It's how long it is curly. When I straighten it, it's different.
But this is the thing. Why make straight the standard? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not like anybody says, hey, person with the straight hair, how short is your hair if you curl it? No one does that.
No, they don't. No one says, hey, straight person, I can't wait, straight hair person. I can't wait to see you curl up your hair because I want to see how short it can get.
But we're constantly saying, how long is your hair if you straighten it? And that just goes back to people internalizing this straight as the standard thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you pull your hair down and it'll be longer.
Right, so it'll down, even though it gets long, right? Basically trying to see like the actual length.
But that's not, again, calling it the actual length, to me, because I've had this conversation before, is making straight hair the standard. Why do you need to know? If Courtney wears her hair like that every day, let's just say,
right.
Why do you need to know how long it is straight?
Why curiosity? Because you know black women's hair is curly.
Exactly.
Correct.
So you're making straight the standard. Why I think some women, are like,
they feel insulted by that.
Not necessarily insulted, but it's just like, why? That would be like somebody being like, what would you look like if you worked out 5 days a week and you had a like bodybuilder schedule?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Or just asking, a man that's bald and like, how'd you lose your hair? I wonder how you look with hair, or how would you really look with hair? It's the inflection of that really, as if to say when your hair is wet or curly or straight, that's not your real length. It has to be pressed out for it to be your real length. That's the notion.
That's not your body, and that's not the standard. So why would somebody ask you that? Or what would you look like if you ate McDonald's 6 days a week and never worked out? Tell me. Like, it's just not what you're doing.
Right.
So the point of asking, that's how I see it.
Okay. The answer to my question right there. I never even thought of it from that standpoint, even though I'm curious. I don't mean to try and act it that way because it's like it's their hair, their choice. I'm not forced to like try and make a decision. I think it'd be insulting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Force like someone to go into a straight stance saying it looks better on them.
Okay.
I'm saying is like they look like a lot better versatility. Having like so many weapons like on their head, however they wear it's like it's still beautiful regardless.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even though like some may interpret this way, it's just not my intent.
Okay. I can respect that growth in the conversation.
I mean,
it's a really deeply ingrained thing. So
yeah,
for a long time.
For a lot of people.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm going to get to another caller. I appreciate you, Christian. Thank you for calling
Thanks,
in.
Thanks, Kate.
Oh, no problem.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. We appreciate you.
Yes, have a wonderful night. All right.
Thank you.
That's interesting. Fooling.
So that was the conversation that I hopped on literally at that moment. And I was watching their live and I was like, oh, wow. So then I went to my cousin. She was sitting there at the table and she's young, like 29. She's 30 now. She just turned 30. Anyway, so I'm talking to her. I just want to give you an age range to say a reference, right? Because I'm a little bit older. So I do recognize that I may have a standard or an idea about something that may not be modern or whatever. So anyway, I told her what they were talking about and she just bust out laughing. She was like, what do people care? And I was like, a lot of people care. A lot of people care about how you wear your hair. Now, a couple of things that the guy referred to, I'm not trying to make him feel uncomfortable or whatever. It's something to the point where that is such a personal question that, again, the obsession that we're talking about, it's very funny that our hair is such a public topic in the sense of people just feels like they can invade that space. No one generally walks up to a bald guy and goes, hey, I wonder how you look with hair. Hey, when you were younger, did you have curly hair or straight hair? No one, I've never seen anyone at work without the bald guy starting a conversation. Now, if he starts a conversation, that's going to open the door. But no bald guy that I've ever seen walk on the scene and people just walk up to him and go, oh my gosh, your hair looks nice today. Let me touch it. Let me smell it. Let me da-da-da-da-da-da. Even Frank that has the toupee. Think about even your counterparts, your friends or whatever that are other races and they do something to their hair. The conversation stops at, ooh, I like your hair. It looks different. And that's it. The psychological part of, oh, you must be Native American and you dyed your hair. You must hate yourself. Never comes up. Now, again, we're going to dispel and we're going to talk about the myths because there are some people that literally have self-hate. But the number one thing that I wanted to leave you guys with today is our hair is such a magical thing. It is so fun for some people to be able to transform their hair and try different hairstyles. The creativity that can happen with our hair is through the roof. And can we allow this conversation to just simply be that? Now, part of the conversation is if the women wears weave, this, that, and the other, they must hate themselves. Y'all, that's not true. I can list at least 15 reasons why someone would want to wear weaves. But first of all, Let me dispel this myth that white women in other cultures don't wear weaves. Again, they do. They just call it differently. They call them extensions. They call them microbeads. They call them clip-ins. Heck, I've even done sew-ins. So this idea that, Black women are the only ones that's rocking weaves, hair pieces, frontals, and everything is really, really a myth that is just out of control. And it's just spiraling year after year after year. And then a new set of people are being raised up and believing the lie, believing the lie, and believing the lie. Now, I've dispelled that. You really should go from this conversation saying, you know what? Okay, so Black women are not the only ones that do that. So now point number 2, the myth is the fact that, it's self-hate. Now, I'm not even going to sit up here in front. I know that there are some people that really just don't like themselves. Sometimes it's just a basic, I don't like my hair. Some people, it's a deep-rooted, I don't even want to identify with being Black, I can't stand myself type thing. This conversation is not for them. If you are in that point or you know someone that's like that, refer them to psychology, because that's not what we're talking about. That is a problem. But this idea of on Monday's live, Melissa will have a ponytail. On Tuesday live, her hair will be braided. And then next week, her hair will be down her back, is the fact that she's not embracing her natural hair and she hates herself and all this other stuff is not true. The truth of the matter is, Melissa likes the magical notion of being able to transform her hair and try whatever style she wants to try. Period. It's not that deep. And for some, it is that deep. But again, that's between them, their loved ones, and their counselors. But we can't apply that to every Black woman. This idea that, and let's talk about preference. That's what I wrote down as he was talking. Some of us have a preference for different hairstyles. Your spouse and your loved ones may have, your spouse may have, or boyfriend or whatever, may have a preference for a certain hairstyle. Now, part of that conversation was Black men like da-da-da-da-da-da. White, Black women should da-da-da-da. Again, the word that I always use, generalizations. If you're the type of person that leads your life through generalizations, the Black men want you to wear your hair da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm here to tell you straight up, for me and mine, and I confirmed with him yet last night and today before I came on live, because I don't want to speak for him. He said he don't care how y'all wear your hair. He doesn't care. You know what he said? He only cares how I wear my hair. And the truth of the matter is, there's really one thing that he would say, wow, that was extreme. But it's a style that I wouldn't necessarily do. But he has also seen his daughter do an extreme cut, and he loved it. It's just he didn't want it on me. So again, these generalizations can make or break people. If you're not the type that have your own identity, knows what you want in life, knows who you are. Now, here's the thing. Should you be concerned about your partner and what they like and prefer and everything? Absolutely. You'll be crazy not to. Because I have my preference. I love the bald head. I like the goatee, but now he decided to grow the little beardy thing. I like that too. And, if I decide to go to wear my hair long, short, whatever, he does not have a problem with that. But to lead your life through the generalizations, to me, is dangerous. Because if you're on the internet, you're reading books and you're hearing Black men, da-da-da-da-da-da, and your Black man don't believe that. What I'm telling you is to make sure that you consult your Black man, your Black husband, your Black whatever. I'm just saying that because these are the people that are having a conversation about our hair. Your significant other is the one that matters. Now, I'm going to take the next few minutes. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to keep talking. But let me highlight this. I don't even answer hair questions. Me either. Blind guy, his wife says, right? The standard is what you see now, whether straight or curly, period. So back in this, let's take a little teeny tiny journey. And I'm going to play the video again just to remind you of how beautiful your hair is. And barring the conversation of really people that really hate themselves. The problem is those of us that like the versatility of our hair and likes the braids and the weaves and back to natural and whatever, we're being stamped with you hate yourself. And that's simply not true, especially for somebody like me who is a cosmetologist, not practicing, but I just like the versatility. It's art to me. It expresses how I feel in that moment. And there was really nothing else as far as that's concerned, as far as me hating my hair. Because if the truth of the matter is, if I go by what generalizations is, my quote grade of hair is what is desirable by most people. Me personally. So I can't go by what other people say. As long as I know, and as long as you know what? Me changing my hair is not a reflection of me hating myself or my culture. There are options out there. I know. People have a hard time with options, whether it's picking a mate and everything else. And this hair thing, it's like, nope, you got to wear your hair however we deem appropriate. And that's simply not the truth. So, before I finish my thought, I'm going to hit you guys with the commercial. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So anyway, if you're just tuning in or you're catching a replay, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But also make sure you join in the conversation. Leave a comment down below. We're having a conversation about the obsession with our hair. And I do think, and the poll reflects it. I gave a poll before I went live, and the poll reflects it. People are obsessed. And I'm here to suggest that people are obsessed just because of the sheer magic and versatility. A lot of people just really don't understand. Now, again, YouTube has let a lot of our secrets out because people are making channels, doing their hair, telling people, how it's done. But prior to that, they had no idea. All they knew is we showed up at work like this on Monday. And then by the time Wednesday came, we was back like this. They had no idea. That is magical. And I want to make sure that we continue to have the conversation. Like I said, the video that I played, you got to make sure you rewind it and catch the replay of this guy having the notion of just the sheer curiosity, because that's what it is. How long is your hair? How, people really invading our space, thinking that it's okay for them to ask us all these questions. And it's one thing to ask because you just don't know. Okay. It's one thing to ask because you want to go to someone else to get your hair done or whatever. But it's another thing to ask because you're trying to compare or to place a stamp on someone to try to corner them into an answer. That's not okay. So I wanted to talk about the preferences. And so I was talking about the weaves and I shared the Spike Lee video. All of that was significant because to me, it's an influence. It's all an influence of where we were during that time. And it's crazy that Spike Lee, that Good and Bad Hair song came out school days. I was in high school. And here we are well out of high school. And that conversation is still happening. Now, again, I want to reiterate. If you are the type of person that you are not wearing your hair and all this other stuff out of sheer hate, that's something that you have to take up with your counselor. But don't put that on everyone else. And I'm not saying you do, but don't do that to people. There's options out there. I like the fact that with weaves and wigs or whatever, I like the fact that I can try these looks without transforming my hair. That's one thing I like about it. Now, another myth. Another truth, but will dispel a myth, is the fact that, a lot of times people have thin hair and they don't have edges and all this other stuff as a result of the manipulation with the wigs and stuff like that. That is true. Some hairstyles can damage our hair. So that is true. But the myth is that's point blank period. That's what it is. Y'all, that's not true. There's people that are dealing with alopecia, hair loss. Do y'all know, and most of you probably know this, but I'm just talking to the people in the room that don't know. There's hair loss that's accompanied by pregnancy. Pregnancy can make your hair, the hormonal changes and everything, you can either lose hair or your hair can grow. Outside of pregnancy, normal hormonal changes, just living. Aging can cause a complete change of your hair. So this idea of, she don't have no edges, that means she needs to go natural, or she needs to do this, she needs to do that, she has to do that, and it's because she hates herself. I can't speak for anybody else, but reading from the comments, that's not true. And then the next part of the conversation is, what's your obsession? And the reason why I say what's your obsession is you don't place these pressures and demands on any other race. No one else. Caucasians, Indians, my Indian friends, my Caucasian friends, friends of other colors and everything else, races, ethnicities, genders, they are allowed to go to the salon and get their hair cut, shaved, colored pink, blue, purple, and everything else. And no one questions anything to a certain degree. Now you go crazy, they're going to say, crazy with the colors or whatever. But even with that, no one's going to say, oh, she hates being white. She hates being this. She hates being that. So the standard, the pressure, the questions, the insults. I saw in somebody's chat, oh, I forgot. I don't know if it was Blind Guys or Miss B's. It was on somebody's chat. I can't remember. So don't charge me to it. And I don't even remember what the conversation was about, but it was kind of like with this. And somebody commented something so ignorant. That was what people said way back in the 80s, 90s. And we know that that is not true. So he said something about horsehair. Like, oh, you guys are using horsehair. And I was like, okay, what an ignorant statement. Again, even the little girls on Dance Moms and with Abby Lee and everything else, they will pick them ponytails up and put that stuff up. Cheerleaders, everything else. They use hair pieces and pony bob, bun makers and everything else. And no one has a problem with it. No one's saying anything. It's killed. Nothing. The minute we bob and bun our hair and twist it around and everything else, why are you putting that horsehair in your hair? Why are you this, that, and the other? I hear you. I hear you. We don't care about everybody else. Well, I do. I do. Because then it validates what we're saying. You're putting pressure. You're comparing. And then you want us to have answers to questions that we really don't owe anybody an answer to. And that's the truth of the matter. The problem is when you stamp this self-hate thing, and then unfortunately for a lot of women, not myself, they are fighting this fight. And I'm just not in that fight. If you think me changing my hair and wearing wigs, wearing weaves, wearing my hair natural one week and whatever the next week has to do with me hating my hair and hating myself, okay, have it. But I'm just here to tell you, if you watch this video from the beginning to the end, number one, I showed you the historical context of our hair and how a lot of us simply change our hair because it's magical and because we can, just like other races do. So why, when the Black woman does it, we hate ourselves? Look how beautiful she is. Those locks. Look at that. So Blind Guy again says, right, the standard is what you see now, whether straight or curling, period. And I encourage you guys, as you're watching, as you're catching the replay, to really find your sense of self and your sense of awareness, so that a lot of these generalizations, you don't get caught up in them, because that's what it is. If you're a single woman and you're trying to, and someone's interested in you, he gets what he gets. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no conversation. He goes, yeah, well, remember when I saw you at the gym? I liked your hair like that. That's absolutely appropriate. And then you can decide, okay, if I want to be with this guy, he likes my hair this way, let's have a conversation about it. That's the communication. I have communicate. I know exactly what I can do to my hair and what would make my husband go, whoa. But is it a deal breaker? No. He knows my hair will change to the next thing 3 hours later, probably. But that's between me and him. You may not want that for your mate. But again, to apply these generalizations instead of going relationship to relationship to address these things is really what the problem is. So I submit unto you, what's the obsession with our hair? Plain and simply, people are curious because we are able to transform our hair from 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour to the next in ways that most cultures, they are not able to do. It's a skill, it's an art, and that's what the obsession is. That is my opinion. Now, that curiosity, that obsession has snowballed into other things. And I think we'll come back to talk about what those other things are. The self-hate we just covered. The fact that all Black women this what? All Black women wear weaves. All Black women do this. All Black women should go natural. All Black women should curl their hair. All Black women should, I don't know, wash their hair once a week with conditioner. There's like so many things. And the truth of the matter is, you don't place those demands on any other race. And I'm not going to sit up here and let you place it on me. And I encourage you, ladies, because that's what we're talking about. Don't allow anyone to place those demands on you. Point blank, period. So, as always, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's something that I left out, because I'm sure it is. This topic was requested by one of my subscribers, but then when I saw yesterday's video, it catapulted a conversation. Comment below. As always, thanks for watching. Be kind to someone for no reason at all. Just be kind and mind your business about my hair.